Hello and welcome to Panther Financial Services. This is Pranav Patil. Today we will discuss how to avoid the news and stay invested in the market and be positive. Because what happened, if you look at the last entire week, the interest rate has gone up drastically. There was a news from SBF, the FTX basically filed for a bankruptcy. And again, there was a comment from Rajan as well, ex RBI governor, on the economy and the stock market and the way people are investing. So if you absorb all these three news in one go, you might change the perception about the market. And this is what every time happens when the market goes up. Trust me, this is the fact. You can check the history as well. When the market is at the peak, anybody come and talk anything. Of course, it's their way. It is up to you, up to me, how we absorb that news and how we take action. So if you look at, see, whenever, I'm not saying you don't look at these facts or don't simply ignore them. Absolutely not. Try to understand what exactly happened in the particular situation. Don't go in much detail, but is it really affecting me or my portfolio or my stock? Take a decision on that. For example, let's say SBF, Sam Bankman Fried, he started, there was a issue, lot of issues, he got arrested, and his companies filed for a bankruptcy. So what exactly happened? Have you tried to check even what exactly happened? So I'll just give you overview what exactly happened in a 1 minute only. He started a firm, Almeida Research. He's a 30-year guy who started the Almeida research firm. He initially started giving a research report on the cryptocurrency. Then he invested into cryptocurrency, but it is taking a too much time, stay invested. So he started doing a arbitrage. Say in the US, the Bitcoin is trading at 10,500 and the Europe it is 11,000. So there is a difference of 1 to 2% or 3% sometimes. To get the benefit out of it, he started doing that, and for that he required a lot of funds. He convinced the investor and he got the lot of money as well for an investment perspective, but it was all arbitrage. Now what happened, in the arbitrage there is a limited money you get it. Now so once you get the success, or once you get comfortable with the particular strategy, you think the next strategy. Now the point was the security of the Bitcoin, the genuinity, because there was a lot of hacking used to happen. There were no proper genuinity system to check it Bitcoin. So he thought, let's start our own exchange. So like, if you are a client of NSE, and NSE's turnover is like 2 lakh crore and you are contributing 1 lakh crore, so you yourself will think, okay, I'm doing a lot of turnover, why can't I start the my own exchange? So this is the same thing happened. He convinced the big investors as well. This is how it will work, and he started the exchange as well. The net worth went up to $32 billion for the entire all these firms and the FTX as well. Then, see, understand, at the CEO level nobody is involved in the particular strategy level. In here what happened, the particular strategy is failed. The Sam was not involved in the particular strategy, but as a culture of the company or as a CEO of the company, the law says he should be arrested, and this is what happened. What happened in the FTX used to give a limit. So similar case in the Indian market as well. Few years back, if you remember, if you have a 1 lakh rupees in the account, the broker used to give a 40 lakh rupees limit. Can you imagine? 40 lakh rupees limit, you can trade intraday wherever you want. The same thing they applied, but the limits were beyond imagination. This is what happened. And today what NSE did, okay, cancel all the limit. You can't get the limit unless you have the money. So from 1 lakh to, earlier we used to get a limit of, on the 1 lakh you get the limit of 40 lakh. Today on the 1 lakh max you can trade like a 2 lakh rupees, buy a shares. On the next day you have to pay the money. So this kind of things happened in the FTX level. They used to give a lot of margins as well. Now what happened at the margin level? again, if the margin is if there are big clients as well, they used to open the margin for them, and in two cases the margin failed very badly, and to cover that money they gave another 3.5 billion dollar margin, and that entirely backfired. This is what exactly happened. Now in this case, understand, others, the CEO is not involved in the day-to-day strategy level. This is what I feel if you look at the details of this. But as a CEO of the company, or the you should have a culture, or the proper strategies, or the culture placed in the organization. That's the reason people get comfortable with the Tata, because they have a culture. And here, I'm not saying it is missing, but it is everybody's style to run the company. So till last week, everybody was thinking good about Sam, and the next day, the chaos happened. They filed for a bankruptcy, and the you just see the Forbes magazine as well, or the Times magazine as well. What they have written about this guy. So I'm not here to do a due diligence. What my point is that sometimes the strategy failed. As CEO of the company, they have to take a responsibility, and all the as per the law, the CEO gets blamed for all this activity, because he's supposed to have a proper culture. His job is to ensure the culture or the strategies ensured properly, managed in the organization. So this is about the SBF. So at the lower level, strategy failed, and that's the reason entire chaos happened. This is the first news. And the second, if you look at it, the interest rates are going up. Even in the last video also, I mentioned that interest rates are going up because of Fed. If you look at the in the last week, again the Fed chairman has clearly stated, if we are and control the inflation, we will not move ahead with the increasing the interest rate. So it's all depend on the how the inflation is driving in the US market. But if you look at the Indian markets, if you look at the last entire week, the vegetable prices have gone down very low. Trust me, you check the vegetable prices, or you check the regular things, all have gone down. There's a even in the medical field also, it is observed that in the month of, because, and that's this happened because of weather condition, because in this weather there are a lot of vegetable comes. So even the research said that in the month of January or February, you will have the less people visiting hospitals as well, because of weather it is happening. Now we will have to wait for a much more time, how it sustains ahead, the inflation basically. So everything is depend on the inflation. If you get too much chaos in the mind, it will not serve your benefit. It will make your mind, okay, the condition in the market is really worse, so it's better to stay away. This is the thought process, it will come, and you indirectly you are sending the negative vibes, and you will get the returns in the same fashion. It is all about what you give, you get back. So the and the interest rate has gone up, not first time, they have done many time in the past. Just imagine, it went down drastically, a bit went up, that's it. In the case of, even the third point was, again the Rajan clearly stated, ex RBI governor, on the one of video with Rahul Gandhi, how the market is driving, and the way he also has their own way of thinking. So it is always better not to think about it. Stay, avoiding the news is the best way uh, to stay positive and stay invested. If you The only point I'm trying to make it, if you absorb this news, you change the perception about the market, and you take a decision accordingly, and you get the returns in that fashion only. This is my own experience, that's the reason I'm saying. So to conclude, I'll just conclude the entire discussion. Avoid the news, stay invested, and be positive. Trust me, this is the way you can create the great wealth. Try it for a week. You try it, avoiding the news, and you see how you feel and how the reaction you get it. If you liked it, you can continue it. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Thank you.